What's up, everybody? This is Scott from FLOTSAM, and with me I have
Bill Bafford from Roxx Productions.
And yesterday and Friday, we've been in sunny California at Bill's place, and we went checked out some record stores. We went to Amoeba Records and
Record Surplus,
Los Angeles, and then we went to the San Diego
Heavy Metal Swap Meet.
Heavy Metal Swap Meet yesterday. Met some cool characters. Bought a lot of vinyl over the next few days, so we thought maybe we'd just start showing you some of our vinyl. Oh yeah, there it is. That's the vendor badge from the swap meet. Lots of cool people there. It had to be at least 1,000 people there.
Yeah, they said they were expecting 1,000, so it seemed pretty crowded throughout the whole festival.
So yeah, we were there as a vendor. So the nice part about being a vendor was we got to shop the records before everybody else got there and pick and you know pick what we wanted.
Try not to spend all the money we made, which was very challenging.
Exactly. So anyhow, so we're just going to go through and show you some of the stuff we bought over the weekend. I'm going to start with the 12 inches, and I'll show a couple, and then Bill will show a couple. And before I do that, let me show this. This is cool. This is one of the cool things I picked up. This is 1978 Alice Cooper from the Inside comic book, Marvel comic book. Been wanting this forever. I paid about $15 for it, I think, yesterday, which is kind of expensive for a comic book in my opinion, but I know they can go for crazy money.
Was it like 40 years old?
Yeah, 1978. So, and that's actually in pretty good condition considering, you know, pages are pretty crisp. And anyhow.
Yeah, it was really clean.
So, first one I'm going to show, I'm actually going to show three real quick because these are all the same band. I managed to pick up, Budgie records are hard to find, but I grabbed Impeccable by Budgie, and it's not in the best of shape, but I got it had a $5 tag on it. He ended up giving me for like $2 or $3 once I bought some other vinyl. I grabbed the Best of Budgie from, what is this, like 77, 78, 75. I'm a little off on that one. And then the best one of all, this one I actually got from, I believe this was actually an Amoeba. Yeah, from Amoeba Records. This is Budgie Power Supply. And Metal Theologian told me that if I didn't buy this, he was going to drive over right at that point and kick my ass. So if Metal Theo says to buy it, I buy it. So there you go. 3 from Budgie. Classic UK. British heavy metal from the 70s. What you get?
I'm going to start with my guilty pleasures. I've got a few of them. The Alarm. I have most of their studio albums. I am always looking for rare and obscure 12 inches and 7 inches, so I was able to find a couple of these for just, it says right on there, $5. We got the Alarm 12-inch single for Deceiver. Mike Peters, The Alarm, if you guys are familiar. And over here we've got the 12-inch single from The Alarm, The Chant. And another one here, so.
They're kind of a punk / new wave band.
They are. They started to come around about the time U2 was starting to get big in the early '80s, and they kind of followed, I think, along that same crowd as U2. A lot of U2 fans were into the Alarm as well, but they had a little bit more of a punk feel to them than U2 did. So.
Cool.
Good.
Done something new. All right, so a couple of bargain bin records that I snagged yesterday at the metal swap meet. I grabbed, I believe this is the 3rd record, Firepower from Legs Diamond. This is the 3rd Legs Diamond album I have in my collection. This was in a $3 bin. Only thing really wrong with it, it's got a little corner cut on it because I believe it's probably a promo copy. But Legs Diamond is a new band I've been getting into recently. I know you guys have seen. I've showed a few of them on my channel. And then I picked up the Steve Vai version of Alcatraz.
That's a good one.
Got to clean this one up yet. Cover's a little dingy, but I'm gonna clean it up. It'll look good. Yeah, this is the Steve Vai version. You know, after Yngwie had left the band and become the douche that he is. I mean, the star that he is.
Saw them live once. They opened for Stryper at the Santa Monica Civic in '85.
Really?
And it was
Steve Vai.
It was '85. Was that still Steve Vai? '85? I think it was.
Yeah. Because I saw them in '83 with Yngwie, opening up for Ted Nugent.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, two good. You know, well, I call it dollar bins, but they're $3 bin records.
Well, I'm going to stick and finish off my guilty pleasures, and then I swear I'll get to the metal after that, because I am really metalhead at heart too. But one of my other biggest guilty pleasures is Men at Work. I love Men at Work. I've been a Men at Work fan since the '80s, and I've got all their studio albums. And this is a bootleg album, and I was actually a little leery to get it, but after talking to Scott and talking to some of the record guys there at the store we got this one at in LA, I took a chance and picked it up because it's a live bootleg. It's still sealed. It's actually still factory sealed, if you can call a factory sealed bootleg. But the logo on the back of the record was all in Spanish. So I was like, wait a minute, this is the wrong record inside. And then Scott and the store attendants there kind of explained to me about why that was done on some of the early bootlegs, and maybe you can probably explain again better than me.
Yeah, some of the bootlegs were done like that because some of the record plants wouldn't print the bootlegs, so they would have the record covers printed at other places, and then they would have the record printed at the plant, but they put a different label on it. Then the record plant didn't realize they were printing,
Throws them off.
Right,
Yeah.
they weren't printing a Men at Work, they were printing some obscure Spanish thing that
Didn't know it was.
Right.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, I like bootlegs like that. Hopefully it sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, so this one was a steal. I got this for a great deal. At that metal.
I was jealous about this one.
Yeah, at that metal swap meet, it was a lot of black metal, death metal, a lot of extreme stuff. And at one of the tables that had all this extreme stuff, I found this one record, Deadly Blessing, featuring Ski on vocals. And I've been looking for this forever. And he's like, "You're interested in that?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You can have it for $5." So thanks, man. I gave him the $5 and walked off. And of course, look it up on eBay right now, and I bet there's a copy on there for 40, 50, 60 bucks.
I immediately went to eBay to try and find one, and there's one on there for 50 and one for 70, and there's one on eBay for like $99.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So as much as I'll keep looking, I probably won't have one for a while, but I did manage to find the CD reissue of that for a few bucks. So I picked that up.
And the CD is actually hard to find too. Even if you look now on Amazon, it's probably up in the $50 range for the CD. But this is a new Renaissance release, which is of course what's her name from Ann Boland from yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Ann Boland's the name of the owner. Yep.
All right, well this one, I think Scott was going to snag it if I didn't, but I snagged it. I'm really happy to. I can't really find anything about it on the internet too much, so if anyone has any ideas, send it to Scott if you've heard of this or seen anything on the internet. It's called Hard and Heavy. It's actually a 2-album compilation, and it looks like it's a German compilation. Is that what we decided?
Yeah, it's got some German markings on it. I can actually try to read it right now. Oh yeah, this is German. Yeah, it's a German compilation. We couldn't find anything about it.
And I'll just go down side A, B, C, D real quick with just the artist titles. So side A of the first disc we have Halloween, Skid Row, Motley Crue, Scorpions, David Lee Roth, Scatterbrain, MSG. The second side has Alice Cooper, Love Hate, Warrant, Soundgarden, Little Caesar, Baby Animals, and Europe. Side 3, The Choir Boys, DAD. I like the Disneyland After.
Yeah, I like them too.
Voivod. Risk, I'm not familiar with.
Risk is great. German kind of speed metal kind of stuff. Very good.
Manic Street Preachers, Rush, Roll the Bones, War Babies, and then the final side 4 we got to Judas Priest, Thunderhead, Anthrax, Gwar, who I'm a closet Gwar fan, Spinal Tap, Killers, and Thunder. So it's really good stuff and kind of different variations, different styles.
Different styles. Got a little bit of everything on there. I've never seen it, so if any of you guys know what this is or has this, there was nothing on Discogs about it that I saw. Go ahead and leave some comments below, right down here, and let me know what you think about it or what you know about it or anything, because I've never seen it before. So, all right, next up, this is one I grabbed at the show yesterday. Surprisingly, it was a lot of metal, but this is the Music on Vinyl 180 gram reissue of Gary Moore, Grinding Stone. Really good power trio stuff, kind of I'm going to say like Cream and Hendrixy, very bluesy stuff. The seller actually bought it for himself, because he liked Gary Moore. He played it once and decided he didn't like it. It was too old school for him because he was only into metal. So yeah, I got a good deal on it, and I think it's great. I don't know. I mean, I like that old '60s and the early '70s sound. So
That's cool.
Gary Moore, the Gary Moore Band, actually, is what this was called. Grinding Stone. Of course, Gary Moore was, in Thin Lizzy. What's what he's most known for. And I'm going to just keep going only because I grabbed this at the same show, Motorhead. I got mine 12-inch single. And speaking of Motorhead, you got, speaking of Thin Lizzy, you got Brian Robertson from Thin Lizzy, who played in Motorhead for a spell, and he was on this little 12-inch single. I think I got this one for $5 or $6, which is awesome because Motorhead singles sell, upwards of anywhere from $10 to $20 or more, depending on where you
That was a
go.
good one. I would grab that one too.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty clean copy too. So take it out. The sleeve's kind of dirty. I'll replace it. So there you go. A couple I got. Both of those I also purchased at the metal swap meet.
Well, let's stick with the Motorhead vibe there.
There you
Picked
go.
up a copy of Bastards at Amoeba Records. Pretty good price. I have not had it on vinyl. I actually was excited to get it, and Scott pulled it out, and I think he was probably going to get it, but he forfeited it over to me. Very good. This is actually a 2013 reissue, isn't it? Yeah, it says 2013.
Yeah. I think the original release was only on picture disc, and I had the picture disc, which is the reason I was like, well, do you want it? And if he didn't buy it, I would have bought it. But since he bought it, it's in his collection.
Motorhead fan too.
It's a classic album. That's a great album. It's a really underrated one because most people don't know about it or talk about it. So, all right, next up, let's see what I got here. I'm still actually got quite a few things at the swap meet yesterday, but this is one that LJ had suggested, and I think Reno as well for the vinyl community. And this is Holy Grail, and Prosthetic Records actually had a booth there, and they were selling vinyl
pretty cheap.
Yeah, it was like $9 to $20 depending on the release, and I think the double record, some of them were $20, but this one here, this Holy Grail, sealed, brand new, for only $10. And then also, it's on the floor. Excuse me. I grabbed the Dark Passenger 7-inch vinyl from that table too, and I paid $3 for mine, but
I got mine for $2. I went back. I think they felt bad because I went back to get the album after Scott suggested it, and the vinyl album was sold out. So I wasn't actually really that familiar with Holy Grail, but Scott was talking him up so much that I was going to like him. I said, I'll take a chance on that, and I went to get it. Vinyls were gone except for the singles, and she said, all right, well, I'll give you the single for $2. So I picked that up.
Yeah. This is a 2013 release. This is another one I picked up at a different booth, and this is Holy Grail. What was it called again?
Right to Kill.
Improper Burial, and this one I picked up for $5. Then I took it to the prosthetic table because where'd you get that from? And I was telling them about it, and they wanted to see it, and they don't even have any of these in stock anymore, so it was cool to show it to them. Said the only copy they had was an autographed copy they had hanging on their wall or something like that. Cool. So yeah, I grabbed two Holy Grail singles and a 12-inch for
I picked
under
up
20.
I picked up the CD of one of their albums as well because they had it for $5.
There you go.
This one's the album Crisis in Utopia. So I'm not familiar with the band, but Scott and everyone was saying that I would love this style, so we'll check them out.
New wave of traditional heavy metal band. Good stuff. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked them out, I put a clip in, but you know how YouTube is with that, so we'll not do that.
Well, I'm a big Riot fan. I have a lot of the older Riot albums, and I think we got this one at Amoeba too. Yeah, Amoeba. Unleash the Fire, the newer one, double album. I was really excited to pick this one up. I have it on CD, and I've been listening to the album a lot, but I hadn't seen it on vinyl, and that was a really good price for it, I think. So they don't get to my neck of the woods in Southern California and LA very often, and they're actually coming on a brief West Coast tour this year, so we're going to go check them out in June. So it'll be the first time I've ever seen them live.
I wonder when the last time they've been here. It had to be a long time.
Yeah.
This one I picked up at the metal swap meet again. I picked up quite a few things there last night. She had it for $12, but this is a EP on Roadrunner Records, Flotsam and Jetsam. 4-song EP, 7 Nights Alright for Fighting, which of course, everybody knows that Elton John song. I actually think it's one of the weakest songs on that particular album. But it has Hard on You, Misguided Fortune, and Dreams of Death Live, which is why I picked it up. And it's besides the fact that it's Flots, and I always pick up anything by them, and I never owned this cool little EP. Awesome condition, other than a little sticker right here, which I will get off later on. Yeah, it's a cool EP. I've never actually seen it before. Have you?
No, I haven't seen it.
So I think I paid under $10 for it. But tag on it says 12, but I know I didn't pay the sticker price. So.
Staying on the 12-inch single promo side here, I'm gonna pay $2 or $3 for this one, and I try to collect a lot of the Enigma Records pressings now that they're defunct. But this is Law's Rocket, and this was for the single The Omen. Oh yeah, The Omen.
Yeah. From Annihilation Principle, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And the B-side is an edit version of the same song, so a nice promo version. Enigma is really clean.
I love Law's Rocket. It's just classic speed metal thrash. Yeah, that was a good buy, and I saw that in there, and I passed through it. I'm like, he's gonna pick it up. He did. So. Let's see, another one I picked up, I did get quite a few records from that show yesterday. The Leatherwolf self-titled album on Heavy Metal America. Can't remember how much I paid for it. It wasn't very much. It was actually, the table was right next to ours.
Yeah, oh.
Yeah,
that was also the same one where you pulled me out the Britny Box.
That's right. So
I didn't have that one either.
Was it like $5 for that one?
$5.
So I think that's probably what I paid for this one. I paid about $5 for it, which is a great price for this classic Leatherwood record. I'll take it out of the sleeve because it's getting nasty looking glare. But so this is the one Leatherwolf record I was missing from my vinyl collection. I have the other two from the 80s. Didn't have this one.
I was wanting to get the Britny Fox too, and Scott saw it and grabbed it for me. We were at Amoeba, and they had a reissued version on 180 gram vinyl. It was $30, but I didn't want to pay the $30 for it. But for $5, I'll pick up the original pressing, one of the earlier pressings.
I like that album. It's funny, I just showed Britny Fox in a video the other day, People always say they're like a poor man's Cinderella. I just don't think that. I think they're grittier. They have a more gnarly sound, a little sleazier than Britny Fox, and I think they also they kind of have a little bit of a sound like they remind me a little bit of Nazareth. They kind of have some of that '70s vibe. Yeah, of course, they look just like Cinderella. Yeah. Show them that picture. Yeah. I mean, that's just 1980. I actually like the look. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't look like that now, but
I used to look like that.
Yeah, I got pictures of myself from the '80s with my hair all teased up like that, right? But I don't know. To me, it was a larger than life thing. It was, you know, I mean, you paid to see a show, and these guys put on a show. Yeah. It wasn't some dude got up there in his jeans and his T-shirt and stared at his sneakers for an hour and you paid for it. They actually put on a performance, and they put on costumes, and they got up there and performed, and they kind of had the separation between the audience and them. It was, you know, wow, up there. You don't have that much anymore. Okay, one I've already got in my collection, but I was psyched to find this for $2.75. Fastway. This was at that little record store we went to. I can't remember what city it was in about.
Oh, that was the Record Exchange.
Record Exchange, yeah. $2.75. I already have this record. This is actually a promo copy. It's got the little gold promo stamp on the back, which I personally don't care about those. But the reason I went ahead and snagged this is because it actually includes the original Fastway promo single that came with most of these vinyls.
Yeah, if you didn't pick that up, I was
Far From Home.
I have it too, but I don't have the 7-inch single in mine either.
So yeah, that was a steal. I would pay $2.75 for the single. So
I know. I picked up this actually for an upgrade for me. Love the old Barnabas stuff. So it's one of the few. I think it was one of the only Christian metal titles we found out there. But I love the Barnabas stuff, and I have the album already. But this one actually, mine didn't have the inner sleeve. This one actually has a the inner sleeve with the pictures and the graphics. So the cover of mine is actually better. This one's a little beat up and has some writing on the corner, but I'll just switch this
out. Does yours have the form too?
It does not. I was just noticing that. I didn't even see that. Is contemporary Christian music really contemporary? It is now.
Right on.
Oh yeah.
So that's the order form. So yeah.
Yeah, that original order form in there.
That's pretty cool. That was pretty cheap too, wasn't it?
Yeah, like $2 or $3.
Yeah. This is probably, I think this might be the most expensive vinyl that I picked up. This one was, I think, a hair over $20. But this is a promo copy of Anthrax Attack of the Killer Bees.
That's a nice one.
One of the few that I was missing from the Belladonna era. So we just found this in a record store, sitting on the shelf, in the rock section, not even in the metal section.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I snagged this up, and it's in pristine condition. So I thought about it, and I was like, oh man, $20. I'm gonna get it because I know how much this thing is worth. So $20 really isn't that much if you think about it. I mean, you'll pay that much for a brand new record. So yeah, Attack of the Killer Bees, Anthrax.
I said that the Barnabas was the only Christian albums we forgot, but I forgot. I found 2 killer Phil KEAGGY albums.
Oh yeah. See, if I would have.
Sunday's Child.
This is another one. If he wouldn't have grabbed them, I would have grabbed them. Especially this one. This is a fantastic album.
It's got the promo stamp on it too. There.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, this is a great album.
This is the Underground album too. I didn't have this one either. I actually thought it was autographed on the back, but Scott told me that it was just stamped.
Yeah. It's actually printed on there. Yeah. So yeah, Phil KEAGGY, phenomenal guitarist. Not metal whatsoever. Not even, I wouldn't even call it hard rock. I would just call it just rock. You know. But Phil was in the '70s. '70s? Yeah, '70s band called Glass Harp.
Yeah.
So, all right, sticking with, this is $1 in there.